Hi guys, and welcome to this video. Today I'm taking a quick look at the latest addition from Mamod. This is the Quarry Locomotive, which is based off the new Sterling design which was launched last year in 2019. So this loco is straight out of the box. It's not been run, it's not been fired, so I'm just going to give you a quick look round and show you what the loco is all about. Okay, so firstly, this is what the loco looks like when it turns up at your door. Well, it comes in a big brown cardboard box, but open that and you find this. It's just a plain box. It's not all that big. I thought it would be slightly bigger. Just covered in Mamod, and it's got this big sticker on the front that says Quarry Locomotive, piston valve locomotive, and it's got a nice picture of the Quarry Locomotive with the Mamod nameplate. Now, as you can see on the side of the locomotive, it doesn't come with the nameplate, which I think is good, because that allows you to just fit your own straight out of the box. Inside it's just polystyrene, and the loco sits inside it. It comes with a few goodies which I'll take a look at in a second. The polystyrene does get everywhere when you pull the loco out, so you've got to give the loco a quick once over. Make sure you've not got any polystyrene around the cylinders and underneath the loco, around the con rods, etc. But otherwise it arrives nice and quick, and it arrives nice and safely. So let's have a look at the loco. Okay, so this is what also comes in the box. This loco is actually ready to run out of the box except the gas. So what we have over here is our steam cylinder oil. So as I was saying before, it goes in just there in the lubricator. And then you've got your lubrication oil, which obviously goes on all the moving parts, so pretty much everything that you can see there all gets lubricated. You've got a syringe that you can use to fill up the boiler with water. You've got a funnel. You've got a wheel setting gauge, which is that, which, as if we can zoom in, you've got 40mm across the top, 28mm and 34mm. So that's for your spacing of your wheels. And also included are the little Mamod nameplates and a coupling hook, or well, coupling chain, sorry. So yeah, for the money, it's not a bad locomotive at all. You've got the instructions as well, which I've got here. They are quite thorough, but I suppose they need to be, because I think Mamod are aware that this is going to be sold to people who obviously they like the locomotive, but I think this will appeal more to the people who want to get started into live steam. The instructions I would definitely recommend that you give a full read. I already have. I've got me canister of gas, or I forgot to say, you get the gas adapter which goes on the top of the gas bottle, which you plug in there, and I'm getting a phone call, so I better look busy. Okay, so this is a SM32 16mm scale out of the box live steam locomotive. It does have regaugeable wheels, so you can run it on G scale, gauge 1 if you wanted to, but out of the box it comes as 16mm, which is great for me. Looking at the locomotive, as you can see, it does look really good. Mine is just plain black. It's the only livery you can get it in, except for all over red, which is a exclusive, but you've got the nice bright red buffer beam on the front, the nice long, large and long con rods, and you've got these huge 14mm cylinders on the front, and obviously you've got one on the other side. Looking at the front, you've got a all black smoke box. You've even got the door darts on the front, which is held in with a screw. You can't adjust them unless you release the screw. I'll try and move the camera so you can have a closer look. But Mamod have really done a good job from the Mamods of years gone by. Obviously the Sterling was a big 3-year development for them, which has put a lot of time, effort and money in. And this is the second locomotive, which is just based off it. It's just basically hasn't got the cab. But they've definitely tried to compete with the big boys like Roundhouse, the Roundhouse Basic series, like the Bertie, and it is a very, well, I wouldn't say it is affordable. in live steam, but to most people it's probably not affordable. This retails at £640, so it's just a little bit cheaper than the basic roundhouse, but you do get more for your money. So carrying on looking at the locomotive, we've got a few rivet details on the side of the smoke box, and as you work your way up, we've got the lovely brass ring on the top of the chimney. This is new to Mamod. Other Mamods that have gone before this don't have this. We've got the smoke box door on the front as well. It does say Mamod across the top, which sort of detracts from the look of the locomotive, but I suppose you could file that off if you were really careful. The buffer beams don't have any rivets on. They're clean, but you could maybe able to, if you hunt around online, someone will be able to make you one that you stick over the top. You can see the two bolt heads that hold the buffer beam on the front as well, and then you've got the single buffer on the front, and you've got a hook so you can hook it up to your wagons. As we work our way round the side, obviously what makes this loco very different is this big square water tank. So if we come up, you can have a look at that. We've got the brass handrails on the top, and these are actually fitted at the factory, so you don't have to fit these yourself. As we work our way down, you can see these springs. Mamod have tried, bless them. They're just part of the running board. They're not painted. You could paint them up yourself, or you could detail them, but they're there. Again, you can see the bolt holes. There's 4 of them. On the red one, the bolt holes are still black. Bolt heads, sorry, they're still black. So on this, when it's all red, they are quite noticeable. But I preferred the black because they sort of blend in a bit better. But as we roll our way down underneath, we've got this massive 14mm cylinder at the front, and if we just slide the loco, cut the length of travel on that, and it's the slip-eccentric valve gear, which you can see just behind the piston there, and then you've got the bright red cod rods. You can't see the wheels, you just about can. If you look just there, you can see the wheels. They are painted black, so hats off to Mamod. This was quite important to me because it saves me having to paint them. Now let's get to the business end of the locomotive and the cab. As you can see, this is an open cab design. It was supposed to be based on the Quarry Hunslet, but a lot of people said it didn't resemble the Quarry Hunslet, so they just called it the Quarry Locomotive. It doesn't have the cab, so if you wanted this loco with the cab, you would have to go for the Stirling, but then you've got the shorter tanks. They don't come, you haven't got the big square water tanks. So we've got these nice brass handrails, quite solid. And here we've got our gas tank. We've got where you'd fill it up, just there. Do bear with me. This is our gas control. So once it's filled with gas, obviously I'm winding it on, allowing more gas to the burner. Switch it off. We've got the pressure gauge, which is something which is quite important. A lot of the locos, which are a little bit more expensive than this, they don't come with them. Like the roundhouses, the basics, they don't come with a pressure gauge. You can buy them, you can fit them yourself, but it's nice that they come out of the box. As you can see, this one goes up to 60 psi. This loco runs at 40 to 50 psi on a normal run. So while we're zoomed in, you can see you can just make out the burner at the bottom, hopefully. And then right above that here is our regulator, if it wants to focus. There we go, here's our regulator. With no cab, the access to that is that you just throw your hand straight at it. It's really easy to get at, which is quite a nice feature of this locomotive. And then we've got the lubricator over here, which obviously you fill with steam oil, not lubricating oil, and it adds the steam oil into the steam pipes, which in turn lubricates these bad boys. We've got the safety valve on the top, which is brass, and it does actually look quite nice. Oh, we're going to lose focus again. Come on. There we go. And that is machined really nice. The overall quality of the locomotive actually is pretty good. For a lower end live steam locomotive, it's not bad. Roundhouse, I would say the quality is a little bit better, especially but there again, it's Mamod, you know, this is their first attempt at a proper locomotive, so hats off to them with this. I'm not going to be running it today in this video. That will be a video to be coming up, but this was just to literally grab it out of the box and just show it off, as I believe that this is the first time this locomotive has appeared on YouTube. That sums this video up for now. I hope this was informative. This is my first live steam locomotive, first of many I hope. I am going to rebuild this garden railway, this loop around the pond, with SM32 track. Going to redesign it ever so slightly so this loco can run, but for the time being I'm just going to steam it on blocks and just run it down the bottom of the garden on some loose track. Any comments, any questions, just drop them in the comments section below, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have and you want to see more videos of the Mamod Quarry locomotive, then please hit the subscribe button, and thank you so much for watching.